All right. Well, our final question is Roger S. from Montclair, New Jersey. And he asked, who has an advantage in a fight, a shorter fighter or a taller fighter? Now, I'm going to say that the shorter fighter has the advantage. And the only reason why is because I believe a taller fighter has to punch down at the shorter fighter. So as he's punching down, he's always going to expose himself with his hands down. Again, I'm going to go Diz. What do you think?
Okay, so they both it. When you say the taller fighter, normally the taller fighter has a longer reach. Sometimes the shorter fighter does have a long reach. So it has to be important because the jab is the most important punch in boxing. So being taller, and if you know how to use your size, I believe you can use your jab, and then the shorter fighter is going to have a harder time to come in. Again, there's pros and cons of both, but if I was going to have one talent, I would rather be a taller fighter and make sure I get my jab down, my length, and make sure I use my jab so I can have the opponent a little farther away so they can't come into me.
All right, George, what do you think?
Well, I would think now for me, I always like to fight taller fighters. I did, because honestly, everyone that fought me was taller than me. I like to fight taller fighters for two reasons. One, they're not as athletic as the shorter fighter, compact, stocky fighters. They're not as athletic. They're not. They're also a lot slower. My advantage was my speed and my chin. I could get in, and I didn't mind getting hit. I did not mind getting hit. I could move inside and go different angles. And I remember when I even boxed Don Somerville. Don Somerville was a 178-pound Golden Glove champion 4 years in a row. Probably one of the only ones in New Jersey in 4 years straight. And he actually boxed Antonio Tarver in nationals. And when I was boxing him, now he did put me on Queer Street and I was building sandcastles. But it was very difficult for him to hit me because he was always pushing down, punching down, trying to get that. And if I was good enough to get inside, that punch isn't going to hurt. If I'm inside of him and he's a tall guy and his arms are real long, it is going to be difficult for him to punch. Now, the question is going to be if he keeps you on the outside and is able to land those big punches with all that momentum, you got a problem. You got a big problem. And that will affect somebody. For me personally, Roger, I like to fight people that are taller because they expose themselves a lot. When they do that, because I'm faster, I'm shorter, I can get underneath the punches quicker, and I'm well, not now, I'm 47, but I was very athletic and I can move in there. Even when I'm sparring now, Coach Diz, Leo, you'll see me. When I still have that muscle memory when I'm fighting people and they can't hit me. It's very difficult for those kids to hit me, and it's difficult because of how they're doing it. I mean, for that being said, is the reason why I thought that it would be better for me to do that, to fight a taller fighter.
Wow, interesting.
And that was my opinion.